And we are live Friday, August the 7th, end of the week. Mark's message. And again, this is Mark Gassert from Peachtree Corners, Georgia, the peachiest place on the planet. You know, I'm going to give my shout outs Grow Live Nation, emerging sales winners, diehards, everybody within Peachtree Corners itself, since this is the peachiest place in the planet to live, and all my brothers and sisters of the live stream. Just want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. Always good to be here, end of the week. And we're going to do a little something different here. Since I'm the host of this extravaganza, as they say. It's Freeform Friday. So tonight we're going to talk briefly, and I'm not going to spend eons of time on this, but philosophy. Always a fun subject to talk about, right? When you talk about philosophy. So, when you get right down to it, number one, what is your philosophy? What do you stand for? And I know this is kind of different, Mark's message. We're not talking so much about sales and all that, but always good to kind of reflect. And when I was doing this, I thought about this week and, what do I stand for? What's my philosophy? The late, great Jim Rohn said that philosophy determines your income. It's not the economy. And I would wager to say there's probably some people in the political arena that would argue with that. But and others. But when you really break it down to its purest form, it's very simple. Philosophy determines your income, not the economy. So, what makes you tick? What drives you? And, uh, hey, Larry, thank you for hopping on board. I appreciate it, my brother. Always good to hear from you. Thanks. And what we were talking about, Larry, and feel free to throw in your 2 cents about philosophy. I mentioned that the late great Jim Rohn mentioned that philosophy determines your income, not your economy, not the economy. So some people may struggle with that. And there's other things I'm going to throw up here. So feel free to hop on board. I want this to be engaging. Larry, thank you for joining. Great to see you as always, hear from you. And when we get into that, what is the deal on that? Hey, what do we got here? We got Charles. What's up, Charles? Always good to have you on board too. Feel free. We're talking about philosophy. So climb on board the wagon, man. Let's make this an engaging process. There's no right or wrong answer. And while we're getting into that, guys, the one thing I wanted to share with you is when you talk about philosophy, cynicism. Cynicism locks all the doors. And I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now, but you just can't be cynical. Um, and the other thing is, some folks, when you ask, you receive so little, but by serving others, you gain so much. And this is all part of philosophy. And, being in sales, I heard somebody earlier today on the emerging sales winners say customer service. And what they said was, and if I can remember it, and Charles or anybody else out there, if you can remember it, help me out here. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he said not customer service, but I forget. Oh, it'll come to me in the process. That's what happens when you get old. You forget things. But going back to where I was with this about serving, when you ask, you receive so little, right? And there it is. By serving others, you gain so much. And some people have a real problem with that, and that's okay. But, and I talked about this one above here, cynicism, it locks all the doors. And particularly now more than ever, people are looking for people to lead. People are looking for people to set examples. People are looking for yes attitudes. They don't want to hear your problems. And, if I did that on the phone every day, no one would talk to me. And because I get to hear it from everybody else. But, I just have to sit there and listen and try and understand where that other person's coming from. But, you know, anyway, with all that, this is one of my fame ones here. When I lost my excuses, I found my results. That's going to come to me about customer service. And, that's definitely going to come to me. But anyway, and I'll share it with you. I'll put it up here. I don't mind. When I lost my excuses, I found my results. Anybody ever think about that and what that really means? And you ever hear the term excusitis? Like I said, this is all evolving around philosophy, and it's easy to do the blame game. Um, I used to do it. Hey, I think at one time or another, we're all guilty of it. And you got to catch yourself not to do that. It's not a good thing to do. And then you get into this, what I call the innocent climb. Now, if you're talking about building an organization or a franchise in sports, there's that innocent climb. And then comes, as you become successful, what you have to fight off and ward off is that disease of me. It's happening because of me. And that's not really true. Where you are right now, yes, but there have been people along your path, whether it's your parents, whether it's your company, whether it's your own uh, company, that have propelled you to where you are right now. And it's not all just about you. I know some people, shy away from a team concept, but I think there's a lot to be learned because you're dealing with people and you're dealing with different philosophies and trying to secure that objective, the goal, whatever the case may be, in terms of if you're in sports to win, you got to put all your differences aside. And here's another one I'm sharing with you: is the juice worth the squeeze? And think about that one. And to me, that's kind of a cool one. And if you don't know what it is, look it up. But no, seriously, I think it says it all right there. Is the juice worth the squeeze? And putting in the effort, and then the risk, and then obviously the reward, and that all goes back to when you say about philosophy determining your income, not the economy. Like I said earlier, I'm sure the political arena would argue with that. Or how about this one? Do you look or wish for fewer problems? Okay, now there's another side to that coin, right? Because a coin has two sides. So, or do you welcome or seek more skills? See, a lot of folks, and it's just a matter of how you think, they're looking for fewer problems. They're wishing for fewer problems instead of embracing, seeking more skills. And hanging around successful people, that's the one thing I've learned. They're always trying to improve and better themselves, and they're not standing still. So I just wanted to share a couple philosophies that I've embraced. Anybody else that's out there that wants to say hello, feel free. It is the end of the week, and I hope everybody did have a great week. I'm not even going to throw up a quote here. That's kind of wild, isn't it? But I just want you to think about this one right here. As you're thinking about this weekend, cynicism, don't be cynical. Please just don't. Work on you. Be the best you can be. Take care of you. Obviously, tomorrow I'm going to do it again. I'm going to strap it up. I've got 4 baseball games I've got to do. So that'll be exciting. And, I'm going to set the tempo the minute I walk in that field. So by the way I approach and my mannerisms, I will earn the respect. and I don't demand it. I'll earn it. And then obviously through what I do out there, obviously there's always going to be a bad call or two, and I'm sure I'll get blamed for something, but that's okay. That's all part of the game. That's part of the drill. That's just baseball, man. So I don't take it personal. And I think on that note, I want to tell everybody this: stop taking things so personal. Whether you're being critiqued, reviewed, just go with the flow, and that's somebody else's opinion. And just remember this: their opinion does not have to become your reality. There's a lot of things you can do about it. So always keep an open mind about everything. And with that, my brothers and sisters of the virtual world, I do really need to be getting my stuff together for tomorrow. It's about 7:01 here in Peachtree Corners, Georgia. Once again, this was Mark's message, and I'm just going to recap real quick. I talked about philosophy, then I talked about cynicism, and then I talked about this right here. When you ask, you receive so little. By serving others, you gain so much. And that's what I want to leave you with right here at Mark's message. You know, look to serve others. And when you start doing that, your problems are going to go away and a lot of things are going to open up. So, and the last thing I'll leave you with is, when I lost my excuses, I found my results. Oh, yes, wisdom, wisdom. Let us be attentive. Ladies and gentlemen of the live stream, I'm going to say adios, always, always, always. And we do have somebody that's shouting at me, hey, hey, let's hear it. Always good to be connected to the peachiest guy in Georgia. Thank you, Charles. Thank you. I really do live in Peachtree Corners. I kid you not, Charles. I know a lot of people say, man, is this guy kidding me or what? But that is the truth. And with that, I am going to back it on down because it is Friday. I've got to get ready for tomorrow since I've got to travel about an hour to go do these games, get myself together. And like I said, be a leader, be a friend, be a service. And always, 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 in baseball terms, you know what I'm going to tell you, right? Keep swinging for the fences, ladies and gentlemen, because together you and I are going to boom, knock it out of the park. Once again, Mark's message, Peachtree Corners, Georgia. Thank you, Charles. The peachiest place on the planet. And I'll be here Monday again, consistently, persistently working at this craft called live streaming. I love everybody. Have a fantastic weekend. I'll talk to you Monday.